All right, looks like we are live. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my live stream, 500 feet above the streets of New York City. As the sun, what? I think we started a little earlier today. The sun isn't really peeking out yet. It will. Give it time. In about, 10 or 15 minutes, that sky should start lighting up. Lighten up on this Friday. Hope everyone's doing all right. You must be doing all right. We haven't done anything yet. This is the best part of the day because no one has bothered you yet. Nothing is bothering you yet. Even the stuff that is bothering you, you forgot about because you're just waking up and getting the sleepies out of your eyes. Nick Umrican, you're first on the whole damn thing. You're an early riser, my brother. How are you? We got Rush. What's up, GH? What's going on? Deborah Lundy. Hey, what's going on, man? Andy Vollen. Nero's back. I haven't seen the Nero in a few. What's going on, Nero? Got Scott Watson. Scott, the Christmas tree that you helped me get is in my living room looking so sweet. Thanks again for the cheap, I say cheap Christmas tree because I got a Christmas tree from Scott Watson, 45 minutes north of the city. He only wanted $50 a tree, and these trees are so much nicer than the hunk of junk that the vendors on every street corner in New York City are selling for well over $200 for, I wouldn't say the same tree, the same size tree, I would say. What's up, Gail? How are you, man? Good. God, all the regulars are checking in. Robert Cowley, good morning. Cupcake and crew. A. Thompson, where are you, A. Thompson? There you are. Good morning. What's up, Bitterman? Can't find a Bitterman. Weird. I was just watching your last upload literally as you went live. Thanks for the years of good memories. Oh, Bitterman, you're new, I think. So I'm going to give you the first cheers of the day, Bitterman. What upload was it? What was my last upload? I don't even know. We're uploading shit all the time, just uploading and hoping somebody clicks on something. I have a jar full of sleepies from my eyes. No kidding, man. I'm trying to open up my damn eyes anytime, bro. Geez, Scott. And the Elks Club, everything was just, you gave us such a great day trip. I talk about it on, I think the latest episode of, I'm trying to think, did we get there? Because we're slightly behind on the Opie Radio podcast. But I believe we talked about our whole day trip on the latest episode of the Opie Radio podcast. Excuse me. XM202 Afro checking in on the Twitch. What's going on, brother? Chris Tartaglia, good morning, Open Gang. Oh, actually, Scott, no, we'll talk about the next episode of the Opie Radio podcast. It finally hit my damn brain. The next episode, we'll talk about our day trip to get our cheap Christmas trees from Scott Watson. All right. Stan Davis, first time in months. Fake book gave me a notification in weeks. Good morning. I don't understand the notifications. Sometimes they go out. Sometimes they don't. I'm doing everything right on my end. But I think because I use this third-party app, StreamYard, it makes it a little wonky for whatever reason. But I can't live stream directly to Facebook because, I got other destinations that I do at the same time. I'm live right now. Excuse me. I'm still waking up. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook groups. Did I miss anybody? I think so. I think that's all of them. All right. Jester, what's going on, man? Good to see you. I'm over here now. Good morning, GH and crew. Good morning, Nick Charles. What's up? I invented sunrises. Whoa. Yes. What do we got out there? A little slow on the horizon. Actually, I don't know if it's your last, but was the Comedy Quick Hits vid. Oh, right on, man. Yeah, the Comedy Quick Hits is also on YouTube as an audio file, basically, with just one stagnant logo. But that's my second podcast that I'm really, really pushing these days. Comedy Quick Hits with Opie. Episode 9 is out right now wherever you find your podcasts, all right? Or you can just go on my YouTube and there's a playlist. But thank you, Bitterman. Serial Killer. Empty Cup again. Dopey. I don't know what that means, brother. Empty cup of what? Coffee? I don't know what you're getting at, dude. It's too early. It's too early for it's too early for this nonsense. How about you wake up a little bit before you start with that garbage? What's the status on the couch stain? Oh, the guys are coming back. They're coming back next week to fix everything else but the stain on the couch and the rug. Oh, thank you for asking. Quickly, really quickly. Sometime in August, there was a leak from an apartment a couple floors up past me. Waterfall in the living room ruined a lot of things. This waterfall couldn't hit in a worse place as far as all our decent stuff is. It's all our living room stuff, custom couch from back in the day, custom rug from back in the day, custom built coffee table, all ruined. And then they stood on our huge console that's underneath our TV because they had to do something on the ceiling. You know, they didn't bring a ladder, so that broke the whole console, and that put a crack in the wall. And then the guy was falling, so he grabbed onto a light fixture, so that kind of came off the wall. So September, October, November, we're talking almost 4 months later, we're still working on the situation. And, you know, I wanted to go through my homeowner's insurance, and the guy's like, no, man, we don't need homeowner's insurance. I got a guy. So we're dealing with the guy still. And then, you know, the couch and the rug had significant stains from the water damage. And because there's some wear and tear and some fading of the couch when he steam cleaned the spot that was from the waterfall. Now that's a bright white on a cream colored couch, by the way. Our couch wasn't white. So the stain, I showed the picture earlier this week. The stain is so significant on the couch and the rug. So we're in it. You know, stupid me. I'm like, yeah, I guess we don't need insurance companies. Maybe there is a good thing to insurance companies because everything's on record. Everything's on the up and up. Opie, do you have any stories about Ralph Cirillo? No, I do not, Dante. I said this yesterday. Working at SiriusXM for all those years, we bumped heads with the Howard Stern crew all the time. I mean, all the time. And like I said, Howard would rarely leave his area. And when he did, it was a big effing fucking deal. It was like seeing Bigfoot in the woods. People would lose their minds when Howard would walk around SiriusXM because he rarely did it. You know, he says he works for SiriusXM, but he really works for himself and has no real interaction with any real people over there whatsoever. But with that said, the staff would wander around the halls. You know, they're regular people. We were pretty much regular people, and we would bump into the Howard Stern people all the time. And the only thing I can tell you is that bumped into Ralph Cirillo a few times, handful of times over the years. And he was absolutely very lovely and very nice towards me. But it was nothing but, small talk. It was nothing significant. So rest in peace to Ralph Cirillo. I asked on my Twitter yesterday, and it was about Ralph Cirillo. How do you handle someone that you really didn't like or really despised and they die? And the answers were all over the place. And if you want to answer that today on the live stream, go for it. I'll look for your answers in the chat. But everything from quietly celebrating to throwing a party to just letting it go because it doesn't matter anymore. But it was all over the place. It was very, very interesting. Evie, what's going on? Good morning. Happy Friday. Yeah, happy Friday to you, Evie. Evie's a bit north of me right now. I believe somewhere in the Bronx, right, Evie? What happened in Ope Love from Birmingham, England? Damn, what's up, Robbie? Cheers to you. I do cheers for all the foreigners. Also, what pissed you off this week? Let's get into it a little bit. What pissed you off? Tell me in the chat room. I'll put you on the big screen and we'll talk about it. I want to go after kosher jelly donuts again. I'm obsessed. And then people were trying to explain kosher food to me on Twitter yesterday. I'm trying to figure out how to say this properly. Like every religion has their traditions. Let's just put it that way. And if you're an outsider, you look at these traditions and you think to yourself, I'm talking in general terms now. I really am. But as an outsider to certain religions, you're like, wow, that's a little strange, or that's a little weird. Ignoring the fact that your religion also does some weird, strange things. And then if there's a new religion like Scientology, you look at them like, oh, look at those idiots. They're stupid. I don't know. One thing about living a life on Earth is the fact that you just will never know, which stinks, which absolutely stinks. If you want to know the truth, I think they know there's aliens. I think the people that are kind of in charge of the collective, they're like, oh, yeah, man, there's aliens. We're being visited all the time from faraway lands. But they can't tell the people because that, I think that would collapse religious institutes. It would be very, very hard at that point to go on with your religion when the governments of the world announce as a collective that, oh, yeah, man, there's aliens all over the universe, and we're estimating they're 1 million years old. What does that do to religion? So I think that's one reason why they're going to hold back a whole bunch of the alien info that they absolutely have. Because I think they don't think we can handle it as a society. This old story again, Facebook user says, this old story. Why are you watching me at 6:27 if you don't like this? Love to see you on MLC today. Why today? I think I got to do Kevin Brennan's podcast in the near future. I owe him a favor, sure. So we'll do that. I said I would try to do that before the Christmas. We're in it now. Everybody's in it. We're all running around like lunatics trying to figure out what to buy everybody once again this year. And you're running around and it's like, oh my God, this is deja fucking vu. But Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And Happy Hanukkah to my Jewish friends. Cheers. I heard Howard is the only one who's allowed to use FDR's secret train station in New York City. I wouldn't be surprised. Dude, that's really funny. Because Howard's that guy. He gets in and out of Sirius XM with literally nobody seeing him. And he doesn't want anything to do with the peasants over there at Sirius XM. He's been his own person since he signed that contract. Even the big bosses have no jurisdiction over Howard Stern. I mean, none. I don't think he answers to anybody at SiriusXM. He might as well own the company. And boy, he doesn't walk the halls and just have a little chit chat with anybody else over there. I always thought it was funny when Kenny made Gary uncomfortable. If you're rude to Kenny, you're a douche. I don't know what that means there, Rush. You're referring to something that maybe I just don't remember anymore. Fap over there, great. Well, damn. Only 21 people on your live. Helen is very concerned that I don't have a lot of people on my live. Don't worry about it, Helen. I feel rude to leave the broadcast. Leave. We don't need you, Helen. Leave. We have our crew. We have our group, and that's all that matters. So leave. We don't need you. Good morning, GH. What's up, Doug? How are you? Now we got the sun just starting to come up. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think, in all honesty, I don't think this is the best time to do a live stream, but I'm a morning person by nature, so I just like being up this early. It's a great part of the day. Every time I've live streamed, like in the afternoon or later in the day, the numbers are way better. But I just like doing it at this hour. I like getting the first shot where we just all hang out, have a cup of coffee, and get our days together. It's just nice and easy. And then there's something about seeing the sunrise behind me as well. Kat Denning's breasts look like wow, Mike O'Donnell. I don't know who you're talking about. Vincent Scaramuzo. Muzo. You live on the Upper West Side. Isn't everything up there kosher? I think so. I think so. About as dumb as no meat on Fridays deal. All right. All right. About as dumb as no meat on Fridays deal for Catholics. Yeah. But if you say something's dumb about someone's religion, they get really, really mad. So I'm not going to say that. But I will say, once again, we had our Christmas party in this building, catered, top of the line food, a harp player. They went all out. They go all out every year. And then you get your plate of glorious food, including probably the best roast beef I've had in a long, long time. And then you sit on the floor to eat it. I have to say that again. And then the kosher donuts came out, the kosher jelly donuts. They looked, no offense to my Jewish friends, but the kosher jelly donuts looked a bit sickly. They didn't look like Krispy Kreme donuts. And I didn't even know they were donuts. I'm like, what are those? I swear, I said, what are those? Oh, these are kosher donuts. What does that mean? And then the lady is like, I don't know. Let me get the chef. I'm like, that's okay. And the chef happened to be walking by, and then he went into it. Oh, it's all special ingredients. Oh, it's got to be blessed and cooked a certain way, and it's got to be cooked by, I don't know, I think a kosher chef. And then they have to seal the food with special blessed tape, he said, I think. And he goes, you should have saw the seal on this thing, because we're just trying to get the food out for everybody. But it took us over 5 minutes to undo the seal because they're serious. They don't want the seal broken after they bless the food or something. I'm like, oh, that's just too much work. Give me a cake pop. I'm good. But yeah, then you think about the no meat on Friday thing. Those are just stupid. Now I could talk for that one because I come from that tribe. I always thought like the no meat on Friday thing was stupid because like it's just a rule made up by humans. I'm not a fan of rules made up by humans for my religion. And then they kind of say, well, actually, you could kind of eat some meat now. Why? Who said that? What magical man that's living a human life? Because that's the other thing. The magical people that live a human life that all of a sudden, like, we make believe, and we do, as a collective, we make believe that they got magical powers. I used to go to the Catholic Church and I get in line for the body of Christ. I'm like, what? It's just a way for. No, it's not, because the priest what? Who gave him magical powers all of a sudden? So now this is not just a wafer. No, not at all. It's the body of Christ because the priest blessed it. Oh, the priest that started his life just like me and you, but now he has magical powers. I got it. Cheers. Now I'm in. Where do I sign up? I'm in. I think we got to break down religions to the basics again. I would be a big fan of that. Let's take away all the human rules that we put on our religions. I would be a big fan of that. What's up, Black Polo? How are you? Remember when Voss told you guys he used to squeeze a cyst behind his ear and then smell his finger? Yeah, I remember that, Rick. He would make everybody smell his finger, and it became a kind of a staple on the Opie and Anthony show. I smelled it a couple times. It was horrific. Yes, I remember that. Louis J is awesome. All right. I had a tiny little thing with the Louis J, so I guess you had to come here to say that. I couldn't tell you if Louis J is awesome. I couldn't tell you if Louis J is a hack. I couldn't tell you if he's popular. I have no idea. Literally zero idea on the Louis J. What's up, Nick Charles? How are you? Cheers right back at you, brother. Howard looks at people and say, back in the day, I could have had you. Teddy, you're pretty funny, man. I like the train thing. Because if people don't know, there was a train station that was set up for, what president was it again? Hold on, let me go back. I always forget which president it was. The FDR, all right, yeah, thank you. So there was an FDR train station that they built that I think was right under the Waldorf Astoria hotel. And so he could go in and out of the hotel without anybody seeing him. And then he would pop down to his train car in a secret station that was built. It's built just for him. That just goes to show you what we used to be able to do. We were able to build all sorts of stuff. And we're like, well, FDR needs to get into New York a lot. So what are we going to do? Well, I think we could build a quick little station stop under a hotel. And he could get in and out of the hotel. And no one will ever see him. Brilliant. And they did just that. And you were telling me that Howard uses that. He's the only one that's allowed to use that to this day. I think they give tours to that old train station. Looks like the sun is starting to come up, Hope. Yeah, right on, Deborah Lundy. That's why I do like starting this early. And the start time will get a little later because I do it to the sunrise, really. But I like how I start in almost total darkness and then slowly but surely the sun comes up. I think that's pretty badass and different than what other people are doing with their live streams. Happy Friday, Opes. There been a minute. Neil Haddon, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Helen ain't welcome. Lave. Yeah, lave. We don't need you. Lave. We got our people, and that's all that matters. It's a great time to do a live. I think so. You know, if I was chasing numbers, honestly, with a live stream, I would probably do, honestly, I think I would do more of a night, like a 6 or a 7. Like a 7 o'clock at night, I think would be pretty good for numbers. But I just like doing it this early. And that's it. That's where that's how I decided this. Mary Beth Stapleton, I've worked in a Jewish elderly housing for years, and some of the kosher derzets. I'm doing this because Mary Beth's like, oh my God, I misspelled desserts. And he noticed the kosher derzets. The derzet. How do you say an X at the end of a word? My God, man. Look, I do think the kosher thing is silly, but I'm not Jewish. That's what it comes down to. It does seem exhausting, though. Is this kosher? Oh, well, not really. Well, I got to go find a bagel that's kosher. Come on, Harry, we got to get out of here. Just eat the stupid bagel. That's what I would think. Oh, you can't say that. Oh, no, don't say that. See, it's just me. I'm just stupid because I don't know your religion. I think I could show my stupidity if I don't know your religion, right? Are you a boner guy? I don't know what that means, Minash, king of the Zaz from South Africa. Are you a boner guy? I'm just going to answer this cold. Are you a boner guy? I like on me. Man, I don't know, man. I think this is a trick question by the Minash. I'm going to have to let that slide for now. Is it true that you're only doing this because your kid is wanting to learn graphics and audio? That would be respectable. I don't know what you're talking about, iRock. I do this because this is what I like to do. It's almost like, at this point, it's kind of like, I don't know. I think at this point, it's kind of like a hobby. You know, then you get some people, they throw you some pocket money, and it's nice. I like. No pressure, no bosses, no staff. I like, because this is why I originally got into radio right here, because this is just fun. And then you start adding all the layers onto something that's amazing and so fun. And I guarantee there's people out there that can relate to this. You find a little business or a little thing for yourself. You're like, oh, this is just so awesome. I can't believe I get to do this for a living. I'm talking to you. And then all of a sudden you add layers. All of a sudden you got a business partner. And all of a sudden you got now staff. And all of a sudden you got a landlord. And all of a sudden you got vendors. And all of a sudden you got disgruntled customers. And then some disgruntled employees. And this guy needs this off. And this guy's getting married. And this guy hates her. And she hates him. What are you going to do about it? And then all of a sudden your glorious little thing you found for yourself that in the beginning, you said, oh my God, I can't believe I get to do this for a living, is just a nightmare. And that's what happens. Happened to me. It happened to you. Oh my God, I think he's really talking about me right now. That's exactly my experience too. That's why I was good at this. I make it sound like I'm talking right to you. So to answer your question, I don't know if there was a question in there. I love this because it's like religion. It's stripped down to the basics again. Just me, a stupid microphone, and a few people that seem to enjoy what I do. And it's glorious. So as you start adding all those layers on, oh my God. Find an ideal place, and then you find out your landlord's a dick and he's raising your rent. You're like, how am I gonna pay for now I think I gotta raise my prices, and this guy's asking for a raise, and all you want to do is make, I don't know, stupid donuts or something. So that's why I do this. It's almost like a hobby at this point. And like I said, and at this point, is it really going to happen? Maybe I should stop saying it. And if it grows, then I'll be even more excited. But in the meantime, I just like turning on this thing, having a cup of coffee, talking to a few people. I feel like I know a few of you. And then I collect a couple super chats, some pocket money, and then I move on with the rest of my day. It's not a bad life to have, if you want to know the truth. Kosher donuts sound expensive. I don't know, KO. I always just call you KOK. Maybe it's KOK Diff. I don't know. It was my first experience seeing a kosher donut, and then I'm like, if the lady that is now serving the kosher donuts that were prepared very carefully and were blessed and with the certain ingredients, and they had to have a certain way of cooking them, and they had to have a certain way of sealing them up with the special tape that took about 5 minutes for the caterer to undo. But now you got a server with the kosher donuts, and man, they're wide open. They're in the air now. There's nothing protecting the blessed donuts. Is it okay if that server is serving those donuts? Or is that a whole thing too? Do you have to give it to the person in a certain way? I don't know. I just want a donut. Love the Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme all day long over Dunkin' Donuts. Everybody knows that. Is Rockfish kosher? Because if it's not, they're missing out. All right. Thank you. Good morning, lobotomize. The like for Opie. It's free. Yeah, hit the like for me. I would greatly appreciate that. Steelers, Pats. What's happened? Well, the Pats just stink. What are they, like 2-10 this year? Something like that. They are horrible. I mean, Bill Belichick is in trouble of being fired. That would be a shitty way for him to go out. Oh my God. Because Bill Belichick, all he wants is one Super Bowl ring without Brady. One. Does he have a Super Bowl ring without Brady in some weird way when he was an assistant coach or something? I don't know. I really don't know. But you know what I'm talking about. He won Super Bowls with Tom Brady, and he needs to show the world like Tom Brady showed the world. One Super Bowl without Belichick. That was Brady's goal. That's why he's not really playing anymore. His goal after he left the Patriots is like, I need to win one without Belichick, and he did that. And Belichick, don't kid yourself, wants the exact same thing, and it's not happening. And it's to the point where he probably is getting close to being fired, because you can't be a 2-10 team and survive as the coach. You can't. They might give him one more as a goof. All right, you silly bastard. You gave us all these Super Bowls. We'll give you one more year. But if he doesn't turn it around dramatically next year, it's over. Absolutely over. And I don't see where the team gets much better next year, right? Hell no. Phil Hendry, all you can eat Jesus. Funny. I don't know that. I don't know. But I know that Phil Hendry is absolutely amazing. I love Phil Hendry. He likes the taste. Yeah, there you go, Andy Mullen. Very good. All right, let me. I'm gonna skip to a super chat. If you had something, you're gonna have to repost. Okay, super chats get like precedent because look, I'm gonna collect some fivers. We used to call this Super Chat Friday. So we collect a few fivers. We collect a few likes. We have a few laughs. We have a couple sips of coffee. And that's it. What is Ross Dogg's Broken Spirit saying? He strong arms everybody else to give fivers. Then people are like, what about you, Ross Dogg? He gives his fives. Trust me. Opster, do you feel there's an O&A movie that could be made similar to Howard's Private Parts, only profitable? I don't know. I mean, that's a really, really good question. I thought the documentary that that Vice did on Shock Jocks, where they really focused mostly on Opie and Anthony and Howard Stern, was fantastic. There was a lot of stupid exaggerations and crap in there, but in general, I was one of the players in that whole thing, and I was on the edge of my seat. Just how they put it together, the music and the shots they used, it was really, really cool. But I don't know. I don't know what kind of interest there is in Opie and Anthony as far as that level goes. There'll always be an interest in Opie and Anthony because we're smart enough to get all our shit online. So people are discovering Opie and Anthony every single day. It's crazy. I hear from people that are in their early 20s like, I wish I was alive when you guys were doing this back in the day, but I'm so glad I have this on the internet. I get that almost every day. But to make a movie, you really need the masses to still be into the subject matter. So that's a very, very good question. But if someone had an interest to even try to put that on paper, I mean, there is just so much there. Absolutely. Rest in peace, Patrice. Right on, Devin. You know, it was Patrice's birthday. I think it was. I think his birthday was yesterday. Actually, let me turn on the light a little bit. I think his birthday was yesterday. I'm trying to remember how old he would be. He'd be 50-something, right? I think he'd be 50. I don't know. I think he'd be in his mid-50s by now. I think. Maybe like 54. That's it. He would only be in his 50s, Patrice. Patrice has been gone a long time. Something like 12 years, I think. Speaking of kosher, Danny Ross was just posting threats toward you on the hater message boards. He posts with them now. Why is he threatening me? Why is Danny Ross threatening me? What did I do to him? I spoke very nicely about the guy over the years. The guy was very, very. This is another reason I like just working by myself because of the nonsense. I never said anything bad about Danny Ross. Matter of fact, I used to, when he would come up, I would say how damn talented the guy was. He did a lot of great stuff for Opie and Anthony. This is why I can't. I just can't. I just can't. I don't think you're gonna find any audio of me trashing him. It was actually the opposite. I thought he was a very talented guy. He brought a lot of really, really good stuff to the Opie and Anthony show. Matter of fact, and I've certainly have said it. Maybe I could say it some more, but in general, we had a really good staff for Opie and Anthony in general. And Danny Ross was one of the exceptions. He was really, really good. So what is he doing? Goes without saying, we had a really good staff behind the scenes that worked really, really hard. It was tough to navigate that because this one didn't like that one didn't like that one. This guy needed this, that guy needed that, blah, blah, blah. And then it didn't help that the hosts also didn't get along. But it goes without saying, like Opie and Anthony was a massive radio show, and we had a really good, talented staff behind the scenes. Every once in a while, maybe we'd have a dud in there, but in general, man, you know, we had a hardworking staff that worked their balls off. So he shouldn't have any complaints about me. If you want to know the truth, if he does, I can't control that. But I didn't do anything wrong to that guy. Opie, they got a Ben's Delicatessen near you in New York City. Is that good? Monash being kind of thin on the czars today. Not gonna lie, Ross Dogs. It's all right. Darren C. Good morning from Leeds, England. Cheers. Cheers, cheers, cheers to Leeds, England. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Oh, you've been up since 2 a.m.? Damn, I slept in pretty good. I've been kind of sleeping a little better because I use these breathe right strips. I know I kind of joked about it, but holy crap, it's changed my sleeping because I'm a terrible sleeper. I guess I need more room in my stupid schnoz. It's probably from my car accident up there in Rochester with Brother Weeze when I broke my nose and I never had it looked at because we had a glorious boat trip waiting for me. It was like go to the emergency room with an obvious broken nose or a glorious boat trip is waiting for you across Ontario Lake. And Weezy's like, it don't look that bad, brah. It don't look that bad. I'm like, well, I don't know about that. I can barely see at this point. The swelling's getting really bad. It don't look that bad, brah. Let's go in. It was a restaurant. Let's go in. Let's have a little lunch. Let you calm down a little bit. And then I went into the bathroom and went, oh my God. It was bad. It was like a hockey player nose, man. It was close to twice the size up here, especially in the middle to upper. No, about the middle area. And then 2 black eyes already. And I'm freaking out looking in the mirror. And then I walk out. I swear to God. He just gives me, I think, a little shot. I take the shot. Because what do you think, brah? And even though I was freaking out in the bathroom, I looked at him and I went, yeah, you're right. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, everybody. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. And we're dancing around the restaurant. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. and then this guy, man, I didn't ask questions when I hung out with Weeze because he just knew people. And he called one phone call, and a guy comes over to the restaurant with a brand new car. And his car is totaled because the wheels, the whole car went sideways into a pole. It was a really bad accident. Thank God we were sitting up high and we were kind of in like a tank of a car. The car's just a fucking mess up against basically, a pole. I think it rested next to the pole, if you want to know the truth. I don't think we actually hit the pole, but the whole car went sideways. And it's a mess. It's glass, everything. He's like, they'll take care of it. And we jump in a brand new car. We get on a boat, and then we take the long, slow ride across Ontario Lake. I remember to this day we were listening to the Allman Brothers and the Grateful Dead, and we've always had just a collection of really good music, stuff you didn't know that well, stuff you didn't know at all, but it was always really good. And he's got his hand off the steering wheel. And we're just going really slow. I remember like this yesterday, there's not a cloud in the sky. It's blue skies. And we took the slow ride across Ontario Lake. And I had a broken nose. But long story short, I had a glorious boat trip. But I've had problems sleeping ever since. Until I discovered the breathe right strips, which pushes my nose to give me a little more air, so I sleep not through the night, but much better than I have in the past. All right, are you talking to me? I'm talking to you, Waiver. Of course I am. You know that. Yeah, that sucks, Michael O'Donnell. You know what would give you a decent night's sleep? $15 donation to the Opster. Man, Russ Dogs, I like how you think. You. Oh, look at the Niagara Falls. Damn Niagara Falls mug. Pensacola checking in. Pensacola Aaron with the $2. I think you got this, bud. I dig what you are doing. Thank you. We've been doing it a long time. I hope you become a regular Pensacola Aaron because you seem relatively new. Sometimes, some days I'm just babbling like an idiot. I think today's a babbling like an idiot day. And then, then other days I got actual material and things to talk about that's going on in the world. I mean, we could talk about the Taylor Swift. She's Person of the Year for Time Magazine. That's pretty impressive. Who'd she beat out, by the way? I love the people that, they beat out because she's just a pop star, right? Is she more than a pop star? I don't know. Thanks for being honest, IRock. Well, being honest in 2023 is really, really stupid because you piss off a lot of people, and a lot of people, they are very, very thin-skinned. Very thin-skinned. So when you throw your honesty out there these days, oh, they don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Just talking about how weird kosher food is from an outsider's point of view. Oh, I don't like that. That's very disrespectful. I don't like that. But it's weird, man. I don't get it. I don't get that we give superpowers to certain human beings. The next thing you know, they're connected to your God, basically, to your God. And then some people would go, oh, that's just symbolism. That's stupid. We all know that the priest doesn't have actual magical powers. He's not a superhero. We know that. I don't know about that. I think there's a lot of people that think the magic man in front of the church has special powers. I think there's a lot of people that believe that, which is fine. In the end, for real, it's fine. That's where I'm at. Whatever gets you through this stupid life, and it is a stupid life. Whatever gets you through this stupid life, that's all that matters. If you need to believe in the magic man at the front of the church, then so be it. I'm for real. I mean that. Morning Open Squad. Who we got? Oh, Will. What's going on, Will? I know these people. Actually, I've had beers with Will. We do our little get-togethers at Get Parts. It's been a while, guys. I'm there every Tuesday. When are we going to be at Get Parts again? That's what I get on the private Facebook group. When are we going to get together at Get Parts again? I'm there every Tuesday. And the private Facebook people, you got the open invite. You know that. We're not really inviting, the massive fan base that I have. We're not doing that yet. See, that's a joke. That's a joke. But we are allowing like the private Facebook group in and anybody else that we kind of know, because the Tuesdays at Get Parts, this goes back to what I was saying earlier. I want it just to be pure. You start like opening the doors for everybody. That's when the problems start. We have a small group. We have a handful of people that show up every Tuesday. I almost said me and Anthony. Oh my God, I almost said it. And now I did say it by saying I almost said it. Me and Matt, owner of Get Parts. Yeah, it's easy. We try a couple beers. We have a few laughs. We tell a few stories. We have a crew that is coming and going, and it's just nice and easy. And then, of course, the people around me. I got people around me. I think they're getting a little tired of me because they really want to do other things. And I'm like, they're like, we should pump this up and we should start getting you a booker. And I'm like, because I know what that all leads to. I'm not against it, but but it's like baby steps for me, because I know what it all leads to. A little bit tardy, but good morning, open friends. What's up, Milt Miranda? How are you? All right. I think I got to wake up the kids already. Really? Oh, damn, bro. What's up? This guy, where are you? I think it's you. World traveler. This guy is a good dude. You don't know anything about him, but this guy supports me, constantly writing me. He's a good dude if it's the guy I'm thinking of. What's up, man? Good to see you on the live stream. I don't really see your name that much when I turn this damn thing on. Yes, Krispy Kreme number uno. Oh, way fresher donuts, I think, than the Dunkin' Donuts. Way fresher. What's up, Joseph? How are you? Ken R. So what? Has anything pissed you off this week? I'd like to hear from you. Yeah, there's one, Nick Charles. It's like kind of like an FU Friday. I'm trying to bring that bit back a little bit because it's such an easy evergreen type of bit. And certainly you should give a big FU out to Mac Jones. What a bust for the Patriots. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Patriots have a bust of a quarterback. The Jets have a bust of a quarterback with the Zach Wilson. They were expecting way better things from him. And then they bench him for scrubs. The Jets bench Zach Wilson for scrubs. Zach Wilson would have been the backup for Aaron Rodgers, for the people that don't know. Zach Wilson had a lot of potential, but he hasn't reached and not even close to his potential in the NFL. I'm trying to see if I could get a little more light on the situation here, but I don't really need light. All right. That's all right. You get to see the face a little bit. And then so Zach Wilson has a few bad games, honestly, and then they bench him for literal scrubs. And one of the scrubs they benched Zach Wilson for, they released even. They're like, oh, God, yeah, you're really bad. And then they had to go back to Zach Wilson and go, well, can you come back and be our starting quarterback? Oh, my God. The Jets, once again, are a mess. An absolute mess. And then you got Aaron Rodgers sitting there going, I think I'm going to come back this year. And then you know how that's going to play out. He's going to have some horrific injury. And then everyone's going to look at him like, why did you come back? The team wasn't even close to making the playoffs. But he wants to show how quickly he came back from a devastating injury. So I said this, I think it was last week. I said, look, Aaron Rodgers should come in for one play just to say, look what I was able to accomplish. I came back from this horrific injury, and then get him the F out of there. And maybe the Jets will be a much better team next year. But at that point, Aaron Rodgers is an even older quarterback. Jimmy Johnson wins 2 Super Bowls and gets fired. Well, yeah, you know, the guy down there running the show at Dallas, he's a little cuckoo. Hey, thank you, brother. $6.99 of the CAs. I don't know what a CA is, but thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right. Coaches are just a scapegoat when you suck. They don't even call the plays anymore. You know, you're not wrong. I always laughed when they fired an NBA coach because I'm like, they're not. What are they really doing? All they do is go up and down the sidelines like this with their hands on their hips. And every once in a while they go like this. You know, what are they really doing? I think maybe the baseball manager, because like the baseball is really based on a lot of stats. So I think you got to have kind of a big brain, an egghead type of brain to be a baseball manager, maybe. Because stats are pretty important in baseball, but NBA running up and down the court, like, you know. So I think you're kind of right. Rest in peace, Patrice O'Neal. Rest in peace, Ralph Sorella, 58 years old. Yes. Yes. Happy birthday, Patricky. Yes. That was yesterday, but yes. Trying to think how old Patrice would have been. I think I would have to say, I want to say he would have been 54 or 50. No, I'm trying to think. I would say mid-50s. Could someone look up the Patrice age for me? I know he would have been in his 50s if he lived. I'd appreciate that. Michael Donald giving fivers. Choctaw Bingo on album live in '03. The intro explains the song. Oh, my God. What the hell is this? Mike turns me on to some decent music every once in a while. So what the hell is that? I'm going to have to look into that, my friend. Thank you, Mike O'Donnell, for the $5. All right, let me get some coffee. Let me make sure the kids are up. Vincent Scaramuzzo. The Breathe Right is a game changer. Not great for the sex life. Not exactly a good look for me, but good for the sleep. Dude, I look good with the Breathe Right strip. I know I'm patting myself on the back, but I had the Breathe Right on yesterday. And I was bringing the dog out for his last poo, and it kind of pushes my nose, makes it just slightly thicker. And I'm going to tell you, there was a lady looking at me, and she wasn't looking at me like, why does he have a Breathe Right strip on? She was looking at me like, huh, all right, look what we got here. Oh, look what we got here. I'm here to say I look good with the Breathe Right strip. I think I even did a live stream once with one on because I saw it. I forgot to take it off. And I was like, you know what? I'm just leaving it on because in the end, who cares? Who cares? Isn't it sad that Danny is posting with the haters and threatening you? Could be a stalker situation. Kennedy Williams. If that's the situation, I got guys that will absolutely be looking into that. But I'll say it again on the record. I never said anything bad about Danny. Danny was a soldier for the Opie and Anthony show, and he was very, very good. I'm not gonna say it any differently. I'm gonna speak honestly, and I've said that over the years, and I've also said over the years that we had a great staff behind the scenes that worked their balls off. So that's all I got to say about that. Just for real, just drop it. But I do have people that look into all that stuff for me. So whatever. We'll have to just see. Is Jim Norton officially out of the? I don't know. I don't know. You never know with Jim. I have no idea. With the Jim Norton, supposedly he's married or something. I don't know. Is it a work? Because I haven't kept tabs on Jim Norton and his personal life. Is it a work? Is it real? If it's real, good for him. What am I going to do? Maybe he'll finally find happiness in his life, because my experience with Jim Norton over the years was that I was looking at a guy that wasn't really happy and was very frustrated and on edge all the time. And I know people would say that about me, and absolutely, especially near the end of the Opie and Anthony run, I was certainly on edge and out of my fucking mind. But that's many years behind me now. Thank God. Thank God. Aldo, Opie's thick-skinned and also honest. Well, thank you very much. I try to be thick-skinned. It's not easy in this day and age, Taylor Swift, Kelsey. Time thing is totally astroturfed. She's into politics now. All right. She's so famous that, and she's trying to pump up Travis Kelce to make him even more famous. But if Travis Kelce doesn't up his fame game dramatically, like she's way up here and he's sort of in this range, but that's not good enough for the Taylor Swift. So eventually they're going to have fucking problems. When the initial thing of being with someone new wears off, that's when you really find out if this person is right for you or whatnot. And that they're still in that honeymoon stage, but when that honeymoon stage wears off, oh my God, I think there's going to be an issue because she's so much more famous than him. And I think that will be an issue eventually. Absolutely. All right. I got to go get some coffee. When I'm gone, just throw your super chats. I'll get to them when I get back. It's not a big thing. Just throw them around and I'll find them. I'll get on my hands and knees and pick up your fivers off the floor because I'm desperate. I guess that's the thing out there. I'm desperate or something. I don't know. I can't keep up with everybody anymore. All right. Mac Jones sucks. Absolutely. RJ Henners, wait, you're now on Twitch? Why are you on Twitch, RJ Henners? This only makes me laugh. I got a Twitch account that I started a long time ago. I did nothing with it, but with StreamYard, I could live stream to Twitch, and they give you analytics every day through an email, and it's either one or two people every day. That's all I got. And RJ's on Twitch. Why are you on Twitch? F New Jersey Transit, right on. 5.5 hours commuting yesterday, including 2 broken down trains and 2 cancellations. It's unbelievable. I don't know why New Yorkers put up with it. I don't know why people coming in from Jersey put up with it, because the amount of money it costs to come in and out of this city, and now they're doing the pricing plan, making it even harder for working people to get in and out of this city, and everything's broken. Trains are broken all the time. The potholes will swallow your damn car. The congestion is ridiculous. And they just raise the money year after year, making it more and more expensive to come in and out of this damn city. So F the politicians. I'll be right back. This coffee is like ice cold. All right. Bad news. The request came in for pancakes. So I got to probably start wrapping up because I gotta make pancakes for the kids today. The request came in. Usually it's easy. The breakfast is very easy, but today they want pancakes. So we could start wrapping up. All right. What is Aldo saying? Opie's Comedy Quick Hits could be the biggest podcast out there, but Opie doesn't want to deal with all the pressure and fame. Too stressful. Aldo, what are you talking about? No, man. I love Comedy Quick Hits with Opie. It's just going through, especially the early days of the podcast, and finding the really, really funny, quick moving laughs and putting it together in a podcast that's like actually the one out now, episode 9. It's called Hamster Dead. That's the longest one I've done, and it's about 30 minutes. Usually I'm trying to keep them like to 25 minutes, 22 to 25 minutes. I want it to be like quick, and you're like, that's it. I need to download more of these. That's all this episode was. But the latest episode, it has Artie Lang, Bert Kreischer, Chris DiStefano, a taste of Vic Henley and Sherrod, but mostly those three guys, mostly Artie Lang, Bert Kreischer, and Chris DiStefano when all those guys were on my show. And it's really, really good. It moves really, really fast. Get it wherever you get your podcasts. I'll get 2 extra downloads for wasting my time on the live stream promoting Comedy Quick Hits with Opie. Get it wherever you get your podcasts. Oh, my God. Good God. Let's go Eagles. You know, now that the Bills are out of the way, I guess the Bills have to run the table to have a chance at the playoffs, right? The Bills. The Bills. And what's going on up there in Buffalo with Sean McDermott? He was giving some kind of a rally speech to his players, and he was referring to 9/11 hijackers. What? Does anyone have the exact quote? I probably should have prepared the exact quote of that. Let me see if I can find it real fast. And so far he's skating, but man, I don't know. That sounds like a fired to me, I think. But you know, maybe I'm out of touch because it seems like it's not blowing out of proportion yet. Let me see what he said. All right, give me a sec. All right, he apologizes. Okay, Bills head coach. Let me get this out. I don't want accept cookies. I don't want to accept cookies. I'm trying to lose weight. I don't want to accept cookies. Although, do you have a little oatmeal raisin laying around? An emotional Buffalo Bills coach, Sean McDermott, acknowledged regret on Thursday for crediting the 9/11 hijackers for their coordination during a team meeting 4 years ago. Oh, this is from 4 years ago. Oh, go screw. All right, he said this 4 years ago, and I got caught up in this because I saw this yesterday, and they do a very good job with this crap out there. I thought he said this recently. If it's 4 years ago, go screw. I am not a fan of finding crap from the past and bringing it into current day and getting that person in trouble. Because if it was okay 4 years ago, then it should be okay right now. He said, not only was 9/11 a horrific event in our country's history, but a day that I lost a good... Oh, okay, that's his apology. All right. You know what? I'm not even going to read what he said because it's from 4 years ago. I ain't going to play this stupid game. But yesterday when he was trending, I thought he said it very, very recently. But if he said it 4 years ago and there wasn't a big to-do about it 4 years ago, then go screw. You know where I stand with that. You got all these idiots online trying to cause problems every single day for people. And what they do is they go back in your past. They find something that was more than acceptable because times were different. They bring it into the current day standards, and then they try to get that guy canceled or that gal canceled. I am not a fan of that whatsoever. And now I'm mad because when I was reading all that stuff yesterday, I had no idea it was 4 years ago. But that could be my problem because, like I've said many times, I only read the first paragraph of every story. Thank you, Ron Valeri. Ron Valeri gave me that tip. He goes, all you have to do is read the first paragraph of every story if you're a radio guy. Oh, thank you. Now I could read 20 articles instead of 2. All right, never mind about that. Like I said, I'm really mad that I didn't pick up on the fact that it was from years ago. Still a shitty thing to say, of course. That goes without saying, but even though I don't like the man, they try to do that with Howard by bringing all his blackface crap back. And there was a time that was very shocking, very edgy. Oh, Anthony did that too for a cover of one of his albums or his only album. I'm not sure. He was blackface on a cover of a CD for his band. And then I remember they were trying to drag that up to current times. It's like, no, man, if it wasn't a problem back in the day, then so be it. That's how that should work. Because society is constantly changing. And so you can't do that. Oh, have you ever met Madison from Lithium on SiriusXM? I have. Patrice would have been 55. I don't have an opinion on her, dude guy. Didn't have much of an interaction with her. She was kind of hot. That's all I have on her. At the time, I mean, she was kind of hot. But Patrice, so Patrice would have been, 55? No. All right. Wait, Patrice died at 41 in 2011. I don't think it was 41. But still, he was in his early 40s. We missed out on 12 years of Patrice O'Neal stuff, and he still would have been young. Oh, what a fucking shame. I don't think that's right, though. I don't think he was 41 because this doesn't match up. Sean's saying he would have been 55 yesterday. You're saying that he was 41 when he died 12 years ago, so that would make him 53. And I think this number is closer to the truth, 55, if you want to know the truth. Did I just say you want to know the truth? Did I use the word truth twice in one sentence? That's a huge no-no. That's stupid. All right. Let me skip to a super chat. I got to make pancakes. Oh, I got a couple super chats. All right. All right, Jay Lewis, $2. Facebook has been really sketchy lately. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. They've always been very wonky. I think the problem with Facebook for real is they're not user friendly. It's it's kind of hard to figure out at times when you're using it to try to make some money. It's really confusing. They need to really just make it dumb. And then all of a sudden stuff doesn't work. You're not wrong. You're really not wrong there, Jay Lewis. Minash, King of the Zaz. Explain Linger Longer. I know it's in reference to the early days. Is there any more to it than that? I think, I believe, wow, I haven't thought of this in a long time, Minash. I believe that was something that the Grease Man would say. Linga linga. When he was going into like his breaks and stuff, he was trying to get people to listen longer to his radio show, and he would be like linga lingy. He would say it kind of like that. I don't do accurate voices. I do stupid voices. We all know that. But he would be like linga linga. And so we picked up on that because I was a fan of the Grease Man for sure. Because he was on the radio right before me when I was doing nights at BAB. So there was a time, kids, you're not going to believe this. There was a time. I got to go. Damn it. I got to go. First 20 minutes of this sucked because I was half asleep. Kids, there was a time that you would get in your car, ready for this, and you had the radio. And you could flip through the dial and hear amazing things. Amazing radio show hosts. You didn't have to pay for nothing. And one of those guys was the Grease Man with the lingy. And I would listen to the Grease Man on the way to my show at BAB when I was doing the Nighttime Attitude. And I thought he was absolutely amazing. And certainly I wasn't. I don't know if I learned anything from the Grease Man because he was on his own goddamn rocket ship. He was so amazing. And I think Anthony was a fan of the Grease Man too. So I believe, I don't know. I think Anthony brought that to the show. Some of this stuff that I brought to the show and he brought to the show, it's starting to be kind of a hazy gray area. And then some of this stuff was brought to the show by our staff. But I think Linga Longer, I think Anthony brought that. I think he was doing a Grease Man impression. And if you do a Grease Man impression on the radio, you had to include Linga. So that's where it pretty much came from. I do believe there, sir. Blueberry pancakes. My kids don't like fruit in their pancakes. Me? Big fan of blueberry pancakes all day long. What's your favorite pancake mix on your home of rock and roll? I try to make a pancake mix from scratch. Oh boy, was that a mistake. But I followed the ingredients. All right, can I go now? I'm going to go now. Let me scroll. Oh, damn, Robert Spawn throwing me a $5 like it's nothing. Does that little old man Leonard still work at the McDonald's in St. Louis? They bought him a Cardinals jersey for 50 years, and he honked it. Oh, my God, and he honked it all up. You gave me the hiccups. I love that. I got to find that bit. I don't really listen to the old Opie and Anthony stuff unless it's something I'm maybe trying to put on my channel or whatever. Every once in a while, I think it's something I go, oh, remember that? I want to put that on my channel, you know? Because I want some representation from my years at Opie and Anthony. But with that said, I rarely actually listen to the old stuff. And I gotta find that. We went off because this poor guy, he worked at a McDonald's in St. Louis for 50 years, and they gave him just shit for his 50 years. And was it a Cardinals jersey? I don't remember anymore, but I do remember they just made a big deal that Leonard, who worked at McDonald's for 50 years, he was a bit on the slow side. I think you're allowed to say that still. And after 50 years of service, they basically gave him a jersey. They gave her the Stalker Patty treatment. And, oh, boy, did we go off and have some fun with that. And didn't we get him on the phone and everything, Robert? I think we did, right? I got to find that. Thank you for the memory. And I certainly am going to search that out today. Love your show with Kevin's and Stancil. Love you. Oh, Flat Cat Jessica, what's up? Good to see you. Thanks for the $1.99. Yeah, the Stancil guy was pretty good. I think he was coming to Tuesdays at Get Parts to, be disruptive. But then I turned it around, and he was like, "Oh man, this is actually a cool hang," and we had a really, really good time. I will put that out in podcast form, and I will clean it up and put it out on my YouTube channel under my playlist. See you next Tuesday at Get Parts. But thank you, Flat Cat Jessica, and Kevin Brennan was a lot of fun too. I'll dip back into some of that stuff. I just dip though. I dip. I'm only a dipper when it comes to that, the Dabbleverse and this and that. I can't go all in because it's too toxic. In the end, it's too toxic. If you watch my live streams every day, and if you watch my Tuesdays at Get Parts, the toxicity is long gone. It's long gone. But I could dip in every once in a while. John Courts, $4.99. Friday, $5 a likes. A big FU to my respiratory infection. Boo! Oh, that sucks. Take care of yourself, John Courts. All right. Can we go now? I think we can go. Everybody good? Hit the like on the way out. I'll promote my my other podcast. I call it my other podcast because I do have two podcasts now because they're very, very different. Opie Radio is like, more original episodes, current episodes, mixed in with some other stuff. And then my second podcast is simply called Comedy Quick Hits with Opie. It's nice and clean. I'm only doing one episode a week, 22 to 30 minutes long, and it's just really, really quick moments from my shows over the years, okay? And the latest episode, you got Bert Kreischer, Artie Lang, and Krista Stefano. So find that wherever you get your damn podcast so you can listen in the car. Because kids, there's nothing to listen to in the car anymore. Nothing. Even satellite radio. Even they're like just making everything boring. Kids on the Facebook and the YouTube. All right. 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 All right.